Coming up today on News 6, Homeland Security's funding is unsecure.
A man gets an 8 life sentences.
A death penalty bill is introduced.
And changes may be coming for net neutrality. All these stories and more, stay with us. News 6 starts right now.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Arrington.
And I'm Brianna Baker.
The U.S. Senate voted to advance a bill to finance the U.S. Department of Homeland Security in a 98-2 vote. Andrew Spencer has more on the story.
President Barack Obama made his push in an MSNBC Telemundo town hall style meeting.
Let's not be confused about why we don't have comprehensive immigration reform right now. It's very simple. The Republican Speaker of the House, John Boehner, refused to call the bill.
Obama accused congressional Republicans of holding hostage funding for the Department of Homeland Security.
Fund that, and let's get on with actually passing comprehensive immigration reform.
The Senate tried several times to clear a procedural hurdle before successfully doing so Wednesday. A provision would have reversed the president's recent executive actions on immigration, but Senate Republicans had to strip it before the bill could move forward. It's not clear if House Speaker John Boehner would allow a vote on a so-called clean version of the bill, as many conservatives have zeroed in on the DHS funding as the place to wage that fight over Obama's executive orders.
If the Speaker brought a vote to the floor, it was just a clean vote on DHS that funded what I believe an unconstitutional action. I'm not going to be part of funding something I believe is unconstitutional. I believe that's a dereliction of my oath of office, and I'm not going to be part of that.
But with DHS funding about to run out, waiting too long risks another government shutdown.
There are concrete, dramatic consequences for the homeland security of this nation if we allow the funding of the department to lapse.
Several House Republican sources expect the chamber to add to the bill some kind of restriction on the administration's immigration policies before sending it back to the Senate. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
A judge in Tulsa has sentenced a man to 8 life sentences without the possibility of parole. George July was found guilty of first-degree murder, kidnapping, assault, battery with a deadly weapon, drug possession, and possession of a firearm after being previously convicted of a felony. Oftentimes, a judge will give multiple life sentences when the nature of the crime involves multiple victims, multiple cases of breaking the law, as seen here, or to prevent the possibility of criminal ever leaving prison. During appeals, a life sentence can be overturned because of prosecutorial misconduct or lack of compliance. In July's case, that would leave 7 sentences left for him to appeal, which his attorney said they intend to do.
A bill abolishing the death penalty is heading to the Arkansas Senate. After a long debate on Tuesday, the Senate committee came to a decision and hoped to bring an end to capital punishment in Arkansas. The decision between committee members was split, with prosecutors saying crime in Arkansas would increase and lawmakers claiming the death penalty as ineffective.
We have many cases where people have been removed from death row, about to have their lives taken, and we found out they were innocent.
Right now the process is broken. There's no question about that. But that doesn't mean we do away with it. That means we fix it.
Imagine a country where everyone has access to fast internet, and the government regulates the internet just like it regulates telephone service. Today, the FCC is likely to vote for a new set of rules for the internet. It's called net neutrality. Here's what this means to you. If past internet providers won't be able to block or slow down apps, websites, or online services. For instance, AT&T can't block FaceTime, or Verizon can't slow down Google Wallet. Those against net neutrality say the rules are another way the government is butting into business. But you're not going to hear about the decision. The FCC is deciding it in a secret and won't be official for months. Whatever the decision, future court and battles and presidential appointments may reverse it.
As of this morning, residents of Washington, D.C. can now start using marijuana legally inside their home. It is still illegal to use in nationally owned land and for people under the age of 21. DC also restricted the amount the residents can possess to 2 ounces. Most people who are pushing marijuana legalization in Arkansas agree on its use for medical reasons. Those who are against it believe crime rates will increase. According to The Hill, Mayor Browser is in violation of the Anti-Deficiency Act. She could face 2 years of jail time and a loss of her job as well as penalties. So southern Arkansas got hit hard with snow yesterday, but we didn't get any of it. Like, is that expected?
That really bothered me because I was hoping that we'd have a little snow. I kept looking at my weather app. It kept telling me, oh, there's going to be snow at 12, at 2, at 3. Nothing happened.
It was really confusing seeing Little Rock and like those places have inches on inches of snow, and then we had nothing. I looked out my window, I was so confused. But I'm pretty sure the snow's gone for a while, at least, you know, Arkansas weather, we never know, but for this week at least. But we'll see more of that when we come back.
Places, everybody.
Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
For those dealing with the struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for advice and support.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're gonna be hanging out a little bit more.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Let's switch to Energy Star light bulbs and stop burning through cash. Saving energy saves you money.
Welcome back to the News 6. I'm Erin Adams. Let's take a look at our state map. All right, so today our lowest low was in Fayetteville at 27, and the highest was Hot Springs at 41, but everywhere else was kind of in the 30s, and it was mostly cloudy everywhere, no snow, unfortunately. Let's go ahead and take a look at our 36 hour. And tonight it's going to be 17 and really cold. If y'all were out last night, it's going to be windy again like it was last night, so make sure you bundle up if you're going to be out tonight. And then tomorrow it's going to be 30 and mostly cloudy. Let's go ahead and look at our extended forecast. It's going to be Friday and Saturday, it's going to be mostly cloudy, 30 and 38, and the low is going to be 21 and then 31. And then the rest of the week, it's pretty much going to be in the 40s and then get a little higher towards the end of the week, with Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday a 50% chance, and then Tuesday 60% chance of rain. So make sure you get your umbrellas out. And Tuesday there's a chance of some freezing rain, but it's only like a 20% chance. So, you know, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. I don't want any more ice on the roads. But then Wednesday it's going to come back over and going to be a little bit of sun peeking out behind the clouds with 56 and a low of 34. That's all I have for weather. I'm Erin Adams.
Thanks, Erin. One of the most wanted terrorists has finally been identified.
His name is Mohammed Amwazi, a West Londoner born in Kuwait turned ISIS militant. The world previously knew the masked man only by a Jihadi John nickname, his empty glare, and that unmistakable English accent.
This knife will become your nightmare.
2 congressional sources and 2 U.S. officials tell CNN Amwazi is the apparent ISIS killer seen in a series of beheading videos. They include the executions of Americans James Foley and Stephen Sotloff.
What I can tell you is that the United States government continues to aggressively investigate the individuals who are responsible for the murder of American citizens.
The White House and London police declined to confirm his identity. But who is the man behind the mask? His story, first detailed in the Washington Post, describes a young college-educated computer programmer, a young man who grew up in London before traveling to East Africa in 2009, according to Cage, a Muslim-led advocacy group. That's when he started to radicalize, according to the group. Amwazi's identity is revealed as we learn more about an ISIS-linked threat closer to home. This is our first look at one of 3 Brooklyn men arrested by the feds Wednesday. Abror Habibov is believed to have provided financial and logistical support to 2 men who plan to travel from New York to Syria and join ISIS. Reporting in Washington, I'm Polo Sandoval.
An innocent children's Disney movie has now been turned into a recruiting tool for ISIS.
The Disney film Mulan is based on a Chinese legend of a warrior woman. A dutiful daughter cuts off her hair and pretends to be a man. She becomes a soldier to fight for her family's honor. An inspiring example for many young women, including, it seems, female followers of ISIS.
I wonder if I can pull a Mulan and enter the battlefield. These are kind of hopes and desires being expressed. And as I said, this is a lens into their thoughts.
Erin Marie Saltman of the Institute for Strategic Dialogue is tracking dozens of ISIS women online. This tweet, she says, is a perfect example of the contradiction these women pose, raised on Disney, aspiring to jihad.
They are given this romantic idea that they are traveling to this foreign territory by themselves. It's actually quite liberating for many of them, and that they will be paired with this romantic idea of a jihadist soldier. And when you look at the propaganda and you have these men with guns and windswept hair with the desert in the background, this is actually quite empowering. But also, women are inciting violence in others on some of their Twitter accounts and blogs. They are encouraging other people to the point of saying, if you can't make it out to Islamic State territory, I encourage you to carry out the war at home.
Wow.
And that's inciting violence abroad.
The role of ISIS women may be evolving, no longer just jihadi brides, but also recruiters and facilitators, possibly even spies.
The Islamic State has been adamant about not letting women in battlefield roles. So this is really a unique case.
Varian Khan of TRACK, the Terrorism Research and Analysis Consortium, has been following the digital footsteps of a Canadian woman who traveled to Syria and quickly stationed herself along ISIS front lines. Because her location finder was still switched on her smartphone, TRACK was able to trace her steps from Aleppo to Kobani, Raqqa, and Mosul. Highly unusual travel that Khan believes indicates an important female role for an ISIS recruit.
It appears that she might have been acting on some reconnaissance or surveillance of Islamic State's enemies. She was in all known Islamic State enemy territory, even though we know that she's an Islamic State supporter. So perhaps she's been sent as a spy.
The female recruits of ISIS are often teenagers, young women like these 15 and 16-year-old British schoolgirls who police think crossed into Syria just days ago. Both TRACK and the Institute for Strategic Dialogue say this is the target demographic for ISIS, young and impressionable, sold on dreams of Disney and jihad. But the reality is anything but a fairy tale. Atika Schubert, CNN, London.
Kelly, it's sad to hear that the boys lost their basketball game, but I heard the Sugar Bears are coming up.
Yeah, I heard the girls are doing really well. Do they
Yeah.
have any games coming up?
Yeah, they have a really important game that they're going to play tonight, and hopefully it's going to be exciting to see if they're able to pull that one out. But we'll have more after the break, so stay with us.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to energy-saving bulbs. Saving energy saves you money.
All right, give me a spot. You know my motto, safety first.
They could be dangerous. I think we should call animal control.
Animal control?
To be safe.
Don't worry.
Just...
I got this. It's a new motto.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. got it. I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The University of Central Arkansas may be close to home, but it's taken me far. Through study abroad programs and teaching science to children in Rwanda. I've also had the opportunity to do cancer research as an undergrad. And I've discovered Greek life that's about giving back and having fun. UCA put me and my education front and center. Learn how at uca.edu.
When you throw away money on wasted electricity, you're throwing away everything you could have bought with it. Saving energy saves you money.
Welcome back. Tonight, the UCA women's basketball team will face Sam Houston State again, this time on the road, after winning the Ferris Center 66-63 this weekend. The Sugar Bears are 8-6 in conference and sit at the 7th seed in the Southland Conference. A win tonight could move the Sugar Bears to number 3 seed in the conference and guarantee their spot in the Southland Conference tournament. UCA will play its final home game against Southeastern Louisiana on Saturday. Yesterday, 6 Bears from the men's track and field team were named all SLC indoor track honors after the Southland Conference Indoor Championship meet. Freshman Eric Moore finished second in the high jump, while freshman Daniel Spikes finished third in the pole vault event. Trevon Boyd, Kelton Ray, Jeremiah Watson, and Chance Tanner finished second in the 4x400 meter relay. All 6 set school records in the meet. The UCA baseball team is set to start a 3-game series against Missouri State University tomorrow at 12 p.m. So far, the Bears are 3-1 overall and had to postpone several of their preseason games due to inclement weather. The Bears are currently the leaders of the Southland Conference after they were predicted to finish 6th in the preseason polls. The UCA softball team will kick off their first game in the South Florida tournament tomorrow at 10:15 against East Carolina University. The Sugar Bears have moved up to the number 2 seed in the Southland Conference with a record of 8-5. Preseason polls had UCA predicted to finish 4th in the conference. The Sugar Bears sit just below the leader and defending Southland Conference champs McNeese State, who have a record of 9-5.
So Kelly, as far as we can see now, the softball team and the baseball are doing very well, but do you think they can keep it up through the rest of the season?
I think that they can. They brought in a lot of new players and they started off the season strong, and both of them have moved up to higher ranks in the Southland than they were predicted to at first. So normally, you know, starting out hot is a good indicator that they're going to do well for the rest of the season.
Really, that's great to hear. But so softball and baseball are just getting started, but basketball season is almost over. Where do you think the Sugar Bears stand?
I think the Sugar Bears are in a good spot right now. If they can win this game tonight against Sam Houston State, like I said, they're going to be around that 3rd seed in the conference, which means that they'll be sitting good as far as the conference tournament goes. So hopefully they can keep it up and finish strong.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the women of Ireland.
Stay with us. News 6 will be right back.
Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous.
For those dealing with the struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. Visit aarp.org/caregiving for advice and support.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Know what?
What?
Since I got adopted, I've learned a lot about these humans.
I know. I mean, check out these two. It's Flirt City over here.
Yeah, I noticed that. It looks like my human is definitely into your human.
Oh, look! I think she's getting his number.
Nice.
Your human's got some sweet moves.
Takes after his dog. Oh, look, they're doing that thing where they put their arms around each other.
She kicked up a leg. It's like in the movies.
That's awesome. Looks like we're going to be hanging out a little bit more.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Let's switch to Energy Star light bulbs and stop burning through cash. Saving energy saves you money.
According to preliminary figures, Arkansas now has its 71st confirmed death in a traffic crash for this year. 1 person was killed and 2 others injured in a 4-car crash on Interstate 49. Arkansas State Police say the crash occurred around 10 p.m. A log truck with an oversized load sign overturned, causing logs to spill onto the road. The Arkansas highway size and weight laws say that operating a vehicle exceeding size or weight limits is unlawful, and that no vehicle shall be driven unless it is secure enough to prevent loads from escaping or leaking. Billy W. Kramer died from the crash, while his passenger Irene Kramer and Mark Newsander, the log truck driver, were taken to a medical center with injuries. The 2 other drivers were not harmed.
Women of Ireland, a stage production that showcases some of Ireland's leading female performers, will be coming to UCA. This show is full of Ireland's oldest traditions and the shows off the talents of women as they display the ethnic music and dance. The all-female lineup consists of multiple Irish step dancers along with vocal performances by the O'Neill sisters from County Kerry, Ireland. The Women of Ireland show will be this Tuesday, March 3rd at 7:30 in the evening at the Reynolds Performance Hall. Tickets may be purchased at the Reynolds box office for $30 to $40 a person and free for UCA students with their student ID. Coming up after the break, we'll take a look at the hard work of the UCA physical plant workers.
Stay with us. News 6 will be right back.
It's never too late to follow your dreams. So after 20 years in the business world, I decided to become a teacher. That's when I discovered the University of Central Arkansas offers a Master of Arts in Teaching, which helped me make the transition from the office to my classroom. Plus, the convenience of a flexible format allows me to attend classes while teaching my own. UCA put me and my education front and center. Learn how at uca.edu/online.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
At the University of Central Arkansas, I've encountered world-changing academics and game-changing athletics, helping me become a regular on the Southland Conference Honor Roll. I was able to graduate early with a business degree, and now I'm seeking a second degree in physical education, all while playing Division I volleyball, softball, and soccer. UCA put me and my education front and center. Learn how at uca.edu.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
Hey, you going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of there.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
When winter weather storms hit, everyone is excited to have the day off. But only thanks to the UCA's critical staff, students and faculty can be sure to come back to a safe campus. Channel 6 reporter Elizabeth Flores has more.
The sun is shining and I'm walking on an almost dry sidewalk. But this was not the same story just a few days ago when the UCA campus was a hazardous place due to a winter storm. But while students and faculty stay home, the physical plant critical staff is hard at work to make sure that students get back to classes with safety. Director of the physical plant Larry Lawrence describes the timeliness of his job.
If it's snowing last night, we're probably going to be here around 6:30 or 7 the next morning. And we're probably going to work until 5 or 6 or until nearly dark in the wintertime because you have a refreeze at night, and we just function better with daylight. So usually the following morning after a snow or an ice event, we're here.
And although every storm is different, their dedication is always evident, as they have to be extra cautious to also protect themselves from potential injuries.
Certainly we try to practice all safety precautions, and oftentimes we've even got some little spikes that can stretch over your shoes for extra traction. Probably the biggest danger is just that someone would slip and fall or hit their head or something like that. You know, we do drive equipment trucks, so I mean there's, I guess, a risk that you could slide into something or someone. So, you know, we try to work at a good pace, but not rush or push folks too hard.
But what exactly is the process of making the campus safe for the return of students?
We use backhoes, we use trucks with blades on the front of them. We do some of it the old-fashioned way, which is we distribute ice melt with a distributor on sidewalks, and we actually chop it with a shovel or use on some of our zero-turn mowers, we have brushes that will, you know, brush the ice and snow off of it, clear all the sidewalks, especially like at the cafeteria, so that students who are living on campus can get access to, you know, eat meals. We also look at College Square because we have, you know, an elderly clientele there. Usually want to make sure they can get in and out.
Lawrence also said he is happy to serve UCA students, but the physical plant critical staff are not the only ones making sacrifices.
Whether it's university police, their critical personnel, or the Airmark catering people, there are a lot of people who still have to come in when the campus is closed. So to all people who are critical staff, the library, I'm going to leave somebody out, but the library, you know, they need to be open. So all of those folks, not just physical plant, deserve a round of applause for coming in when the roads and the weather's bad.
And although we can't prevent the bad weather, we can be sure that somebody's working hard to keep our campus safe. Reporting for News 6, I'm Melissa Flores.
I had no clue how hard the physical plant worked to keep our sidewalks clear and our campus safe.
That's what I was thinking. Can you tell us about the weather this week and if they have to do it again?
Yes, hopefully if the weather is correct, you know, we have sometimes it comes upon us, it's Arkansas, but let's look at the weather for which is our extended forecast. Friday and Saturday, it's going to be partly cloudy and it's going to be in the 30s. And then Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, the weather's going to jump up. The temperature is going to be a little bit higher, but it comes with a cost. We're going to have some rain flurries. On Friday, it might turn into some freezing rain. And then Wednesday, it's going to come back to 56 and sunny, and that's all I have for the weather.
That's a look at your news for this February 26th. If you have any questions, comments, or story ideas, you can email us at ucanews6@gmail.com.
Also, check us out online at ucaecho.net.
Be sure to keep up with us on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Jordan Arrington.
And I'm Bree Baker. For Kelly Hayes, Aaron Adams, and all of us here at News 6, thank you for joining us, and good night.